Hello, everybody. Nice to be with you once again. So let's see what's happened last week. So once again, I already mentioned that the Barcelona event last week was very intense and very useful. It was first of all a great occasion to meet several Planet Watchers, but also to review some promising technologies which could add value to PlanetWatch. Not tomorrow, but as soon as we feel it's the right time. Now, what's next? As you read on Twitter by now, we made a big announcement yesterday, and indeed that was what I call big announcement number one for November. So a fund has been set up by our friends at Borderless Capital to provide significant resources to the development of PlanetWatch. Now, this was a big announcement, not just because the amounts of money are significant, but also because it is smart money coming to us. What do I mean by smart money? Smart means that if you carefully read the investor list in the PR, and then possibly Google the entities and people that you are not familiar with, you will see that they are all industry leaders. So they know what we need to scale, so they will deliver value to us that goes beyond the monetary value. For example, I believe that some of them will help us get listed on tier 1 exchanges as soon as possible, which is something that everybody probably values and see as important, right? So smart money, great news. And so what's next? Now, what's next? As you probably know, well, you don't know that, but I'm leaving for Miami on Friday this week, 2 days from now. I'm going to be in a panel discussion on empowering ESG and sustainability with blockchain. Now, I recommend you don't just watch my session, but you should watch the Fall Decipher event if you'd like to hear other major PlanetWatch announcements, which are very, very likely to come during that event. So once again, it's a 2 days event on 29th and 30th of November, so beginning of next week. There are lots of very distinguished attendees, lots of discussions. I hope you can get a chance to watch it online, if not in person. And I'm in a panel on the second day, but I recommend you watch it really from the start. Okay. Now, this is all very nice. Hitting milestones and making nice announcements is great. However, we are well aware of the fact that we must manage what every day's issue. So we don't just stop at dancing around our successes. We don't sit on this. We dance for 5 minutes, then we go back to work. So every milestone that we achieve brings additional responsibilities and obviously raises expectations in the community. So we are keeping focus on current challenges, and we all know what the current challenges are. We are very well aware of the fact, for example, that we must manage to reduce sensor waiting times for Planet Watchers. We must streamline the KYC. We must complete app debugging. So you can rest assured that we are 100% focused on while we do our best to build a great future. Okay, so talking about current issues, please bear in mind something that we said already, that when we say that someone is eligible to get a sensor during a specific batch, now our batches are organized according to quarters, not according to months. So please be aware of the fact that Q4 2021 is a batch, Q1 2022 is another batch, but we are unable to tell you whether it's going to be January or February, for example. Because sensor availability changes almost in real time, we will always follow the waiting list according to the license purchase order. So again, you just have to bear with us and be confident. There are some good news for people who bought Aquino. I believe that some emails with the purchase link are being sent out as we speak. So stock situation is slowly improving, I would say. We are putting a lot of work on it. I'm quite optimistic for next year. So let's do our best. Another important thing is that we very soon will start publishing updated FAQ, because that's important. That could reduce the number of tickets and the number of issues that you raise. So we need to improve, I don't like to call it customer service, PlanetWatcher service support, because you deserve it and it's necessary. And there are a number of things which I believe will help, like publishing accurate and comprehensive FAQs, enlarging the team, obviously, and also getting your collaboration, avoiding to open unnecessary tickets. Now, let's get into some of the key questions, well, all the questions, hopefully, that you asked. And let me do my best to answer all of them. So first question, somebody's saying thank you, and asking also what would be the price of the future Type 2 device which has been announced. I don't know yet. We are working to optimize all the aspects. We'll try to make it as reasonable as possible, obviously. Next question, how can we send more information on the location and height of our Earthquino? Would that be valuable information for PlanetWatch? Absolutely, this is valuable information. At some point we will publish guidelines, recommendation on the most suitable installation procedure, and we'll be seeking additional information from you, because, as you correctly guessed, the more we know about installation, the better use we can do of the data. Another question. Yeah, somebody would like to see some prototype sketches and pictures. Please wait a bit more, because the design is being finalized, it's been discussed, so it's a bit too early to show pictures. Okay, somebody's telling me that he bought a Type 4 license, but the aware sensor is not available in his country, and there is no other sensor available. So should I cancel my license or wait for compatible sensors? Look, the honest answer is it is up to you. Since I cannot promise if and when a suitable device becomes available in your country, you may want to get a refund. If you are not too worried, or if you don't have a problem with waiting, of course you can wait. You know that the license will not kick in until you use it. So it's up to you, really. I cannot tell you keep it, because I cannot make a promise that will solve your situation. So it's your call, really. Question about new Type 4 sensors coming soon. Well, honestly, we are at the end of November. I don't believe there will be new devices onboarded before the end of the year. However, we have big plans for onboarding devices next year in order to meet your demand. So not so early, I would say, not before the end of the year. Next question, what is the goal of Type 4 sensors being deployed? So what is a milestone in terms of the numbers of Type 4 sensors which need to be deployed to make data big enough and relevant enough? Okay, that's a good question. For outdoors, as you know, we said several times, it's about covering densely populated areas based on the pixel structure. For indoor sensors, it's about, I would call it, segmentation. So first of all, Type 4 sensors are really most suitable for households. So what is the interesting thing to do? We believe it would be interesting to get a sample of typical air quality in households across several countries. So I would say that having at least 100 sensors in a single country, in a number of countries, could allow meaningful comparisons. So that could be a ballpark figure. Okay, another question. You often use the word trust us, blah, blah, blah. I trust you. But can you tell us more to give us a deeper understanding of the long-term sustainability of the project? Now, I discussed this a number of times. I think the best answer I can give to this question is coming back to yesterday's announcement. I wonder if the importance of yesterday's announcement is being fully perceived. So again, key leaders from the blockchain world, including, if you look at the list, Algorand's CEO, invested in PlanetWatch, which is a huge expression of trust coming from experts. So all I can say is that obviously our strategy and roadmap makes sense to them, and they believe we are sustainable. Otherwise, they wouldn't put their money on the table. So, I mean, I believe it's useful to think about this. And of course, as soon as we have relevant information to disclose that can increase your confidence, well, I'll be the first to discuss it. For the time being, I cannot think of something extra I would say today just to increase your confidence, other than look at who is trusting us. Now, next comment is not a question, it's a comment, it's something that really makes me happy. Okay, somebody's thanking the whole team about the project, and that's nice. Since I've been involved in the project, I'm paying a lot more attention to air quality that I and my family are breathing. Thanks. Okay, this is really very, very satisfying to me, because raising awareness of the importance of air quality and environmental monitoring in general to better protect everyone's health is one of the key goals of this project. This is one of the key goals. So it's good to see people who are raising their level of awareness and better protecting their health. Now let's get down to earth. Somebody's talking about the KYC challenges, the fact that in some cases the KYC system locks you out. And we said you should contact Synapse directly via Telegram, and the person saying that they're not responding to emails. Now, as far as I know, they are responding. Maybe it's not fast enough, but we are putting pressure on them, and we're working to speed up the reset process as a whole. Okay, so sorry, it's not perfect, but we're really working to improve it, like everything else, actually. Now, there are some technical questions. I'm not going to give technical answers, but I'll give you hopefully a good answer. Technical questions related to adding assets into your account, into your Algorand wallet. And there are some challenges related to adding assets. And in some cases, people did not add assets. So what they see is that it is displayed something like 0 PW_sensor. So, okay, the good news is the following. If it's about failing to add an asset, this in principle has not affected the streaming of data. So in most cases, we do have data, and we will at some point send rewards for data flows which happen before the asset initialization. So, okay, please bear in mind though that this is a very different case than other cases where the location was missing. Because unfortunately, when the location is missing, we don't receive the data. If you don't receive the data, we cannot issue the reward. Because of that, nonetheless, as you know, we issued a 1 month of free license for location-related issues. But if the issue is about failing to add the asset correctly, I'm going to be a bit generic because I'm not the technical guy. What I know is that some people open tickets and all that, but we are working on this. And if it was just about initializing the asset, it's not a big problem. We will solve it, and we will send retroactively the planets in respect of data flows prior to activation of the assets. Okay, so that's something that's going to be sorted out soon, and we will of course inform you when this is completely sorted out. Good question. The awares do not have GPS, so how do you verify the data and location of the device? Should I use the word trust again? Well, to some extent it's trust, because it would be, frankly, stupid and bringing no benefits putting fake locations in the app. On the other hand, of course, we are performing some checks, preventing people farming, setting up the farms and all that, and that's performed by algorithms. And you probably know that we are fairly good at detecting cheaters, because we already detected quite a few cheaters in the past, and we banned them. So number one is trust. Number two, we will do some algorithm-based checks. When are we planning to update the real address of hosted aware element sensors? You know, at some point we did recommend and we did force a fake address into the sensor just as a quick fix to a problem. Yes, we are working on this. We will let you know when you'll be able to put your real location, which is of course what is of interest to us. I think as of next week already via the Explorer, you'll be able to put the correct location, but we'll let you know there will be a post, a tweet and all that. And following that, things will be sorted out on the app as well for future activations. Okay, question about support tickets not being answered timely. Okay, again, there's no hiding from this. We're working to improve the support system. We are scaling up the team. We're solving bugs. On your side, please help us by opening only very necessary tickets. We do get hundreds of tickets with questions whose answer is either in the white paper or in previous AMAs. And so that's not efficient. So we will publish FAQs on top of this. So we will ask you to review FAQs, white paper, and as much as possible, and talk to friends before opening the tickets. The other thing is, if you have a problem, you open a ticket, but for some reason the problem gets sorted before we answer your ticket, please let us know so we close the ticket and we help other people. Thank you in advance. Any news regarding the increase in reward for Kaitera Sensage Mini? So again, I said at some point that Type 3 rewards until the end of 2021 will receive a 50% bonus with respect to what you find in the white paper. The bonus is funded by PlanetWatch, the company. Now, we are working to set up quickly the infrastructure to call a governance vote that will be managed in a very nice way via the blockchain, via the app. The goal is to run this governance vote by mid-December. Of course, prior to that, there will be a blog post published which will explain in detail how you vote and what we'll be asking to vote upon, obviously. Okay, coming soon. Questions about emails for Q4 2021 or Kino sales. Well, just to remind you that 200 emails for Q4 2021 batch already were already sent as of today, and shippings are starting this week. More emails will be sent early in December if all goes well. Similar question for the Kaitera Type 3 sensors. Now, we are waiting as we speak for a shipment for a delivery from Kaitera. I trust we'll have a positive update next week. As you know, as I said last time, there were some delays, but again, there should be some good news coming up very soon. The last question for today that I see. Since the saturation point or total number of Type 4 sensors is reached, for how long will continue to get full rewards? Honest answer, I don't know. Why? I don't know. Because it depends really on how fast we scale. As a reminder, on the Explorer, there is a new section which refers to the number in the so-called recycle bin. The basic idea is very simple. When the network, since the annual and daily rewards budget for every type of sensor is fixed, in the early stages of the network, since there is a cap on how many planets you can earn per day, in the early stages, we did not use all the planets in the budget, in the rewards budget. So the unused planets were set aside in accounts called recycle bin. So there are some spare planets which are sitting in the recycle bin. How do we use these spare planets? We use them once we reach the so-called saturation point. Incidentally, saturation, it's a word that I chose, and I realized that it was a very unfortunate choice of words because saturation sounds like something negative. I'm saturated, I'm choking, or something like that. It's a wrong word because it is a milestone. I'm happy that we reach saturation for type 4 because it means that we are getting big. So maybe we could run a poll to choose a better word for the next version of the white paper, or milestone 1 or whatever. But okay, coming back to the question, as soon as we hit this level called saturation, it means that there are lots of sensors and there is no a priori enough budget in the rewards budget to pay max rewards to everybody. However, tokens set aside in the recycle bin come into the game, and we take them from the recycle bin to top up rewards and to reach the maximum reward for people who are entitled to get the maximum reward. And this situation continues as long as there are tokens available in the recycle bin. So it could continue for a few weeks for type 4, a few months. The figures are on the Explorer, so you can do your own models and extrapolations. The honest answer is that it depends on how fast we scale. Let me be blunt and say, I hope they run out fast, because it means we are growing very fast. Somebody may not like this, but I say this because I believe that's in the best interest of the project. Okay, so I've come to the end of this IMA. Incidentally, sorry if it's not perfect. It is not easy for me to run a weekly IMA. First of all, because before starting this, I prepared it for a few hours. I tried to be clear and to answer questions. So given all things happening, all good things happening to us, it's a bit demanding for me to do it weekly. I'll try to keep it weekly as much as I can, but forgive me if it's not perfect technically or in other ways, because in a few minutes I'll be rushing in a meeting. So I've tried to be fast but clear and effective as much as I can. So wish me good luck for Miami, for the major Algorand event named Decipher. Have a look at the Decipher website. The program is quite interesting, lots of good speakers, and watch it if you want to hear interesting things about PlanetWatch. That's as much as I can tell you today. Thank you, have fun, and keep watching our beloved planet. Bye-bye.